Hello and a very good evening to you. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of an internet issue there, which caused a few problems. And yes, sorry about that. We're now both live here. It went down, so we quickly changed onto different internet signals there. And now we're back up, I see, which is absolutely fabulous. Okay, right. Little bit of music here. I'm going to shortly introduce my special guest tonight. And but in a moment, see you very soon. Just to give you a little we started off this in fine show. Suddenly the internet crashed and whoops, it didn't crash, something stopped on one internet, so I quickly switched to another. Anyway, lively show tonight. What can I say? Very lively, highly spirited show, shall I say. Highly spirited. And I think that's probably the right thing to say here. So, guys, I hope you're out there well this evening. And it's nice to know, yes, we also have here, Helen Graham. Do you want to say good evening? I think she's in the UK. And also, here is the producer herself is online saying hello to everybody. Now, she's also out there because she's keeping control of the Cafe Clairvoyance group, because I gather they're getting a little bit rowdy here and there. So if you hear this sound every now and then, you know it's the producer just starting to get everybody in line. That's it. Oh, a little whip there. So she's just starting everybody. But anyway, if you feel you need a whip, just let us know. Let us know there. Happy to help. Anyway, right. And a very, 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 very good evening to you. Here's my special guest, Helen Grady. She's by the side of me here. Hello, Helen. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Phil. Thanks for asking me on the show.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely to have you back, because I think we were on about a month ago, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, about a month
ago. Oh, no, it was, sorry, May.
May.
Oh, no.
No, we're in May. Dear. You Northerners, what are you like? You lose track of time. Completely. Okay. It is this lockdown. And we've got, look at you lot online. It's lovely to see you all. So we've got Helen Graham saying hello from Suffolk, England. We've also got Emily saying hello from Edgware in Middlesex there. And we've also got, Laura Graham. Hello, Laura. Hope you're well. And we've got, who else is it? We go down to Somerset in the western part of England, where they start drinking skunk and all sorts of funny things go on. That's Jay. Jay's a bit like that. It looks like you've got a fire going on there in the background, your little logo there. And we're welcome to Surrey. And who else have got on here now? And we've got Kev Grady. Kev Grady says, hi, Eloni. Okay, and we have everyone else here. So, okay, tonight. First of all, a little bit of hoot to you all around the world. And we also have Adriana. Adriana joins us from Belgium. So it's lovely to see you coming through as well. Okay, so tonight is about mediumship. Tonight is about connecting to the spirit world. And this is one of the first times I've actually done this with Helen, doing this, where we connect with you, but we don't get your voices, because normally we'd always ask you when we're standing up in front of people to give voices, so we can hear your voice, and that's where we connect. So this is completely blind. But last time we did this, it went very, very well, and we got loads of messages through, and people were quite impressed. So hopefully we'll entertain you again. So, mediumship, what is all this? What is this? For you guys who don't know a lot about mediumship or would like to get more information on mediumship, we'll talk a little bit about it tonight. And one of the ways I'd say here is that I never grew up thinking that I've got a connection to the spirit world. It didn't happen to me until later on. And when it did, it was quite a surprise. But for me, when I discovered it, it was like, although I've got 2 hands and 2 arms, it's like finding a third arm. There's like the question about life, the meaning of life that I was looking for, I found as soon as I stepped into mediumship, but I didn't know what it was until I found it. And a lot of you guys may have similar experiences there that you sometimes think here, what is it that's out there? Why is it we have this certain connection here? What is it we're looking for? And sometimes, well, I'd say here, spirituality, we're all spiritual and we've all got a psychic side to ourselves here. But what's important is, though, is if you wish to connect with it or work with it. Anyway, so Helen, tell us a little about your experience as a medium.
I too came late into mediumship, Phil. I was too busy working, nursing, and it was through a friend that I went to a spiritualist church, which I thought it was a bit of a laugh, or it was going to be a bit of a laugh. But the last laugh was on spirit because I started getting information. Again, through work, I couldn't do anything. So when I came to Spain, when I retired, I started sitting in circles and then started developing properly. And since then, working with you, and things seem to be happening more.
We've had some fantastic times actually working together, haven't we? Because we did a bit of a double act last year, starting out as a double act, and it was absolutely hilarious fun. I'm not sure who had the fun, either as us two or the audience, but the audience put in good reviews, so I think it must have been a bit of all round. And okay, so Marlene, very nice to hear from you. Marlene, where are you from? What part of the world are you from? I think I know where you're from, but it's just to share within the group what part of the world you're from. That'd be great to hear. It's great to see where you are there. But working together here has been an absolutely fantastic experience. It's just like we're two halves just sort of coming together when we work. And we work in different ways. And Helen, would you like to introduce how you work, how you're going to work this evening? And then I'll also introduce how I'm going to work. How's your connection there?
Well, it depends how spirit gives me the information. Sometimes I can see pictures or faces on the wall, or I can give them little snippets or a name, or they give me a sensation of how they passed or how they were when they were on the earth plane. A little wisp, but it depends how the spirit themselves want to work or give the information off. Okay.
And do you hear them? Do you see them? Do you sense them? What's your thing there? How's your?
It's connection? A mix of everything. Like I say, it depends what the spirit that comes through decides how they want to show it to me. Okay. I don't just work as in, I see the faces and it depends on them.
Okay.
I just give off the information, what I feel, what I see, what I hear, or it's not me, it's them.
Yes. Now, some of you out there may get impressions when you do this that you see something, or you have a dream, and then it sort of comes true, or you hear something. Now, it could be not necessarily a person's voice; it could be a sound of. Why am I hearing a motorbike? Why am I hearing a motorbike? And it's a connection with maybe you're about to buy a motorbike, or someone had a motorbike when you're talking to someone. Especially if someone's passed over and you're just connecting there. Now, another one here, Chris Bullock is here. Chris Bullock's in the USA. And he's going to be joining us in the show a little bit in the next few months here. And he's a musician, a rock musician. So we'll have a fantastic night, I'm sure. But just getting back to this point of how we experience sensations. And sometimes we feel it. We feel it as an impression on our bodies. Like, why is my arm aching? It's because it's not your arm, it's the person's arm you're reading for. When I first started doing this here, one of the things I worked with was colours. I saw auras, and I began to see colours around people. And tonight what I'll do is I'll connect with people's colours. I'll see their colours, I'll see their energy. The thing is, though, it's going to be interesting who we actually connect with, because we won't necessarily directly know. We may do, may not, but we just say here, we've got this particular connection. It's up to you guys out there to come through and say, yes, I can take that. Even if 3 of you come forward and say, yes, I can take that, fantastic, because it just means we have to work harder to get the connection who exactly it's going to. Also here, there's just be open-minded, because people come through won't necessarily be family here, and it won't necessarily. It could be a friend. It could be someone who's and now Helen, you've had this a few times, haven't you? Where is actually friends or friends who have come through.
Yes, that sometimes the information it can't. You give it to the person who's the recipient, but it could be for somebody else who should have come or didn't come.
Yes.
Yeah, that we've had that quite a bit, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We also have people here. It's absolutely hilarious doing this, where as soon as we're put on the spot because the message is coming through, we often have this thing called what I call brain freeze. Brain freeze, like, oh my God, the message is for me. But then no one can think, you can't think beyond that freeze. And it is interesting here, like, for instance, I was doing a reading for someone, and I just said here, I've got this lovely big J above your name. Who's the J? The person just said, oh, I don't know. Went round and round and round and round the houses, and said, no one's passed over. Who's Jay? I said, okay, I've got this connection. Do we like sort of above you and across? Do that arm. And I said, would you understand? She said, yes, my arm passed over. I said, what was her name? She said, Julie.
Yeah.
You can don't they? Yeah, but I totally understand you guys. If you have a brain freeze at that time here, don't worry. Just take a deep, relaxing breath. But we're trying to give as much information as possible to you guys to help you out there. Right? How's that? Now, okay, we might get a person's name. Person's name in spirit, or the person's name down here. It's we have to work on that level. Perhaps work on that level, and also try and give body functions. Body, like for instance, bad hands or deaf in one ear or something like this here. Whatever we get, we'll try and get there. We just want you guys here to come back and say, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. If you can't, don't worry. We do our best over here, but we want you to have a lovely evening. And just let you know as well, this show is going to go on to probably just gone 10 o'clock in Spain, 9 o'clock in England, just gone then because we're a bit late coming on. And there's also tomorrow's show as well, which starts at 11 o'clock in Spain, 10 o'clock in the UK, which is the spiritual astrology show. So we're not doing date of birth tonight. We're not doing anything like that. We're just pure mediumship. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now
I'm going to play something from you, Phil.
Sorry?
There's a name on here that I seen come up early on. And when I was having a bath, somebody came to me and that name was given to me.
Right, go for it.
Well, it was very strange because I was having a soak in the bath, and I don't normally soak in the bath, but as I was meditating, a female energy came through and made me feel like I'd passed in water. And I asked for a name, and they gave me the name, either Adrian or Adriana, and there was a name come up before the note. I thought, oh my goodness.
Let's just go back.
So whether it's a connection with her or the female that made me feel as though I'd passed in water, but the water was warm and calm. Okay,
we've got Angelina. Is this the name you mean? Oh, we've got Adriana as well. Adriana.
Yeah.
You said Adriana.
But it was a name that ended in Anna. Yeah, it was like Adriana or Anna at the end of it. And I don't know if it was the female energy that passed or for the recipient. And made me feel I was very comfortable, but I'd passed in the water.
Passed in the water. Okay, Adriana. So we need to get you typing away. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Keep going the message there, because as you're working here, I'm going to connect in with you. Here. Okay. Anything else there you'd like to say?
I'll have to ask to come back on. Yeah. She's not old. She's come forward again now. Yes, she did. She passed in the water, but not in an accident or anything.
She just passed away in the water.
I feel as though I think she's, not taken her own life, but sort of just stayed in the water.
Okay. This is very interesting.
She's making making me feel as though I am under the water and I can see.
Okay. So there's something here which took her over, but she was in the water when she was doing this. So if I'm looking at this as well here, which because I'm getting an aura color around me as well, which would let me know here this particular person wasn't very happy before she passed. Don't pick up happiness. But I don't think, as you say that, I don't think we're talking about suicide or anything like this. I believe here we're just talking about something that's happened here, but this particular, now also pick up here health issues. So, Adriana, if you could understand this, that's fantastic. But I understand there's a delay sometimes that comes back on the feed. Yes, okay, we've got that message out there, and I think it was very good. So if you especially got that name there, Adriana, and I think that was magic. And but the aura color would tell me here that I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't in a good place. So, and I don't want to go too much into this because we sometimes get a bit on a personal side when we're online here. And but I hope you understand that. Now, okay. I want to go, I don't know where, I'm just going to go straight down this line here. I want to go straight to the north of London. Straight to London. I'm being picked up to go straight to north of London. And I'm also being told here to come to a particular, now the person I'm talking to, the spirit world, was a very, in fact, they're coming through on this side. That's interesting because normally they come through on this side on me. But I want to go to North London to someone I want to go and speak to here. And I'm also being told a big S somewhere. The big S is the person's name that I think is actually passed over on the other side. And I'm also picking up here as well that this is it's a gentleman I've got here. And the gentleman I'm talking to here there he is. He's just given me a really bad chest. Really bad chest. I'm coughing, but there's a disease on the chest. He's just gone to the north of London. So I want to connect with someone who was there. And I also pick up here, I want to go, I don't want to say here, Middlesex. I don't want to go to, he's just given me Middlesex. So I just got to go here to Middlesex. If ever you understand Middlesex, a gentleman who passed over, he had a big problem here. He loved his hat, his trilby hat. And I don't know why, but I'm up and down the M1 motorway, because he wants to show me travel as well. And I also want to talk, he's showing me here two women. Now these could be two sisters, or the daughter is here. The daughter is in the audience here. And I'm just picking up this lovely energy for this man here. And he wants to show to me here, he says here, he was a bit of a chancer as well. Chancer, if anybody will understand that. I know the feed is a little bit slow tonight, so we can't get the confirmation as soon as we can. But if only you can understand that, this gentleman here, what he wants to say, his energy to say here is he's just shown me a plane. He's just shown me a plane, so I want to talk about going away, going abroad. Now, I don't think this is just a holiday. I also pick up here, he wants to talk about time. He's just going to be watches. It says it all will happen in time, but he wants to show me going away. And if I get more specific information from here, he wants to show me that whoever it is down here has had stomach or digestive problems. Stomach, digestive. This guy wants to show the M1. And an uncle whose name was Stavros, my mum's sister, is married to Stavros. There we go. Good. Okay, we've got the yes, we've got the information through. So it just takes a little while here. Okay, Emily, so this is for you. So this guy here just wants to say me how it just gives me time. He died of a heart attack. Yes, I call around his chest. All in his chest here, but also I pick up something's wrong with his lungs as well, and I think he's maybe a bit of a puffer, maybe. But he moved abroad, but he wants to show you, he wants to show a plane, and he wants to show you traveling as well. Fantastic, that's great. Okay, I'm going to break that there, but that's what he wanted to say to you. He just says here, time, plane going abroad is really heavy, and the S was Stavros, so fantastic. Helen, I'll pass it back to you. Let's see if we get the whizzing energy up there. The fun energy we enjoy working with.
As you were talking then about a gentleman, there's a gentleman that I feel as though the person you're talking about has a connection with a Peter as well. And they're showing me railway tracks and a train. Now, whether they had connections with the railway, I'm not sure, because I'm just getting visions at the minute.
Okay.
Yes. His daughter's on the earth plane.
Okay.
He's talking for my daughter.
Okay.
Whoever will confirm that it'll be his daughter.
Okay.
Now, he's making me feel as though I'm falling, so whether his balance wasn't quite before he passed. But he's saying Peter, Peter with a capital P, he's saying a capital P. So he must be very pedantic that he liked things doing properly to say capital P for Peter.
Look at this. His brother-in-law was Peter.
Right, well, it was as you were talking about that man that he said Peter, but it had to be a P, a big P.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, he's coming through now. Mm. Right. Would you know if the information would be that, as well as being a bit unstable, my legs are killing me, my legs, and I'm sitting rubbing the tops of my legs, not my ankles or my knees, I'm rubbing my thighs. Would the person who can take the information understand that?
This is Eleni, and I think she can. She says, yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. Eleni, you're getting all the messages so far. That's good. Good.
Yeah. Now then. This gentleman's telling me that he wants to say spooky, not spiritual, spooky. He believed in spooky stuff. And he'd laugh and say it's the spooks because he'd experienced a few things himself. He's telling me, although it was against the religion, he knew.
Good. Brilliant.
Right. Right. Would you understand that this gentleman has a daughter in spirit? Because
it takes a little while for the feed to come through. He was stable on his feet. He's working while standing, also complaining about his legs. Well done. Well done. Spot on. Spot on.
Right. We're talking about a daughter, but he's making me feel as though in spirit, not here, because it's behind me, not in front of me. He wants to say Tina. Don't know what that means, but I'll just give you what he's showing me and what he's telling me. Would you understand why I do a Charlie Chaplin? I don't know whether he'd do that with a walking stick. He's making me laugh, or if he liked Charlie Chaplin, because he said Charlie Chaplin.
And where he used to live, he saw a ghost. Fantastic. Good.
He's telling me that he wants to tell somebody on the earth plane, whoever's receiving this, that things need to calm down a little bit. Just calm it down a little bit.
Yeah,
because something's getting a little bit, I'd say, fiery words, and a situation could go up like a tinderbox. So let's just quieten it down, dampen down. And as he does that, my God, he's got big fingers. I can hardly put my hands together, like sausage fingers. Oh, and he's just tipped a hat to me and said, I've said what I've said and I'm off. And that's it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's absolutely blinding evidence. And I think it's fantastic we can work like that. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, right, okay, let's go here. Now, I'd like to talk to a lovely lady. Now, I don't think she's down here, but I think she's up there the way she's coming through to me. And she wants to give me, she wants to give me a big K, and K is Catherine. K is Catherine, who's up there. And she also has a baby in her arms, and she's coming through now. Now, as I'm picking him up here, as she's talking to me, she wants to talk about the builder, and I'm just hearing the name Tom. I'm just hearing a builder called Tom, named Catherine, and I also pick up here as well that there's someone else. There's another link here too, and I know it takes the feed a little while here, but Catherine here is over here. Just wants to let me know here that she's okay over there. She pushed in a lot of other people, and she just nudged me. It's interesting here. She just nudged me over to the north of Europe, which is very near to north of Europe, very near to the North Sea, that particular way. Now, but she just said Catherine. She keeps saying Catherine with a K, and she wants to talk about Tom. She wants to talk about a builder, and she also wants to talk here about a. Now, this is interesting because I actually get the message that she wants to say here going ahead. She says to me here, she says, where I'm talking to here, she says, I want to talk about a road which is not laid yet. So it's a pathway which is not, like this particular person doesn't know where they're going yet, but it's a road that's about to form. So that she's telling me here, she just wants to let me know that this is okay. This is okay here. But she's talked to me. She says, I've got a baby here, but the baby is from someone down here. The baby passed here, and I'm not sure if this was a miscarried baby or a child, but she just let me know that she's there. But I've got Tom, who's a builder, and I've also got Catherine there. Now I know the feed gets a bit slow, but I just want to get a message across there. And well, yes, it's a crackly night. It's a load of energy here, so let's see where else we can go. Now, if everybody can understand here, Catherine, I'm hearing Catherine. Now, let's just see where this goes and see who wants to come back and give it a bit of clarity there, because I've still got the energy here. And also, just as I'm saying this, I want to talk very briefly about a gentleman, very black-haired, very good-looking man, not particularly tall, but he wants to show me 3 gold stripes on his shoulders. He just came in to say hello. Now, and I want to go D with his name like David. D with his name like David. I'll just let this float out there for a little while, and we'll come back to this because I'm sure Helen wants to go again. She's itching to go.
I'm just picking up the other thing there.
Okay, now I'm just picking up here. Now, so Catherine's out there. They're also here. I've got this gentleman, very dark hair, almost olivey looking skin, very good looking man. I don't pick up he was particularly old when he passed at all. In fact, he gives me almost about middle age, but he shows 3 stripes here. D starts off his name, and I also want to talk about. He wants to show me here. There is a distance between him and I believe his mother. This wasn't his mother; it's his grandmother. There's a distance here. He wants to put a distance in relationship. But this guy was quite a talented lady. Sorry, he was quite a talented man. Very talented man. And I'll see where this goes. And he wants to come back and start saying things here. I've still got these 2 here. They're floating around me. They won't go. So hopefully, just think here, Catherine. Now, what comes through here a little bit is a lady, Sarah here, and she's got Katharina. Now, she was saying, Kelly, would you understand a gentleman who is a builder? And would you because they're taking me to the north of Europe. Would you understand this? Okay. In the meantime, though, I'm going to pass back to Helen whilst we wait for the feed to come up.
Oh, God. While you were talking, Phil, I felt like I was, Route 66
Route 66,
in America?
Yes.
Well, I was on a motorbike, just lazily riding along, and it was definitely a male energy, and he made me feel like, that actor that used to talk, and with the big handlebar moustache. It wasn't him, but it was somebody that looked like him.
Okay.
Tall, broad-shouldered,
okay,
quite narrow, and a big moustache and a hat. He didn't wear a crash helmet. It was like a cowboy hat thing.
Okay.
And just riding along. Come on. Right. He kept saying it was a puncture.
Okay.
So whether he had an accident on the bike, I'm not sure, but he kept saying it was a puncture. But I felt like, those lazy bikes, like the Harley Davidson.
Yes.
I'm just poodling along. I'm not saying it was Route 66, but to me, that's how I interpreted it.
Okay.
And he's just saying it was a puncture. He's telling me 2 or 3, so there's 2, and him, there's 3. The 3 of them. Now, whether he means 3 of them in his family or 3 that were riding, but he's not telling me how he passed. Right. He told me it was too painful to recall. That's all he said. It was too painful to recall. He's just giving bullets of information. Now, I don't know what he means. Bad banana, bad banana. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'll just give it because somebody might be able to relate to it.
Bad banana. Okay. I'll link in with
Now,
this with you because it's we've got that little connection to that, but I'll work in a different way. I'll start working with colour and come in that way. Right. Okay. Do you know what I get the feeling of at that particular time when he passed? Because would you understand there could have been someone that you're saying 3 of them, but would you understand there could be someone on the bike with him? Because as I'm talking here, it's like he's turned round. And as he's turned round, it's like I lost control. Lost control. So
could be, but there was, he talks about 3. There was 3 of them.
3 of them. I'm just getting a feeling here by this guy sat on the bike, and I can. And also here, would you understand he wasn't particular? You say he's quite tall, didn't you?
Well, that was the impression I felt. But he was on a bike, so you know.
You don't really know. I know we don't really know. Okay, because I've got a chap here who may have been quite slim, very slim, but I just get a feeling that he wasn't particularly tall. I understand what you mean by the moustache here, because he is almost like the double of impression I get here. Is the chap who was on in the film I'm just trying to recall the film Ghost Rider. He was the Marvel film there, and he was the one who chose to back home, and he was actually helping out.
Yeah.
That's how I see him. There. Okay, so
that's how I see him.
Yes.
That's the picture he put in place for me.
Yeah.
But the bike was his pride and joy.
Pride and joy of the bike. Okay. And who do you when you okay? So I'm working with this guy with you, but you've got the main part of the message here. Who would you say the message is going towards?
Let's see for more information. Right, he's telling me there's a J initial. J. He's just doing that, whether it's a name J but just a J I can see.
Okay.
I'm just getting loved a laugh. The look he was you're telling me a hardened drinker and a hardened smoker. You know, that kind of life.
Yeah.
He lived life to the full.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he passed life. Because it was to the full. But he doesn't remember that. There's something about it that's too painful to remember.
Okay. There's something else here as well, which I also pick up his eyesight wasn't particularly strong, but he wouldn't wear glasses enough. He didn't like them. I pick up he didn't like them, if you understand that.
I understand that, yeah.
Okay, now it's interesting because Sarah's coming up. She says, I know one that died that way and was tall and slim and was on a bike there. Okay, now what I want to come back here and say here is now it's interesting because I keep hearing this chap, this big burly chap who used to work on buildings, connecting with this lady that I was also connected with was also Catherine, but it's interesting, we've got Catherine, which is a surname. But what I want to say here is, I think all this is interconnected with you here, because you're coming up and acknowledge. No, with Sarah, because I think here that she's actually relating. She's relating to the understanding that about the biker, but also, but this lady, very brown hair, very long brown hair. This lady had. I don't pick up she was particularly old, and I also want to pick up here that there was a mother. And there were 2 sisters, and she was one of them. There was a disagreement, or felt this particular woman I'm dealing with, talking to here, felt like she wasn't particularly happy. She wasn't particularly happy before she passed. And but just see what comes up there. Anyway, right. But if you go that all means sense to you, we'll do that. But let's move on a little bit and see where we go next. Right. Okay. We've got a few more people joining in. We've got Cheryl saying, hey, she loves it. So also, we've got a few others here. Now, hello to Helen. So that's very nice. I'll be saying hello to you. We got Thaler. Thaler Mitchell says hello from London. Hello London. Hello London calling. And right, okay. Who else we got here? We got Daniela saying, sorry I'm late. You're not late. You're just in time. All in time. Okay, right. Let's see where we're going next. I want to talk to. I've got a very light blue color. Light blue is the energy I want to relate to a very young boy who passed into the spirit world. Passed into the spirit world here, and but a bundle of joy, a bundle of energy. But I get a feeling that the medical side to do with this little boy was unfortunately one of the reasons why he passed over, because I almost get one side of his head, one side of his mind wasn't right, and there was a development issue. Now I've got this particular young chap, very light blue in energy, very high spirited, and I also want to talk to a woman I feel here, who is a person who, because he's relating to his mother, his mother is he related to this and saying here, this woman is the type of woman who picks people up, motivates them, connects them here, and really goes out there to do a great job in life by motivating people, even though she's gone through the loss of a child herself. But I got this lovely boy in blue light. Blue light was a very special light here, very special boy. But he wasn't, I don't pick up he was here very long, and then he passed. And but he's here. And I'm actually, I'm getting an S name again. An S name again. I can't nudge it. I've got to grow with this here and just say, or disagree with it. I've got to say his S name like a Simon. But I've got a very talented little boy, and he's just saying here, he says he couldn't stay around for long, but he passed. But the mother is very much a lifter upper, a motivator, like she's there for people. So if anybody understands that, absolutely great, because I've got a lovely boy here just saying that he's very happy. And also I want to, now would anybody understand here someone who fell from a height, because they're also being shown here flats, but I'm looking at falling here. And if you understand that, I know that could be a little bit on the sensitive side, but I just get that energy there, and I'm hearing falling. And so maybe that helps there. And right. And yes, we've got these messages still out there, because I've still got this little boy here. And I also want to pick up here Tommy. Just heard the name Tommy. Okay. But Tommy is, no, I don't think it's connected with the previous message. No, this is something different. Okay, I'll leave that there. Let's come back to you, Helen. Anything you would like to say?
Well, when you were talking of the previous message about a lady, I got, Bette Davis.
Yeah.
Bette Davis. And this lady said to me, well, I was a bit of a Bette Davis, and I didn't know whether her name was Bette or she connected with somebody called Bette. But she was a bit of a Bette Davis, a bit of a drama queen. And I feel that she passed with, I'll say, women's troubles in that area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because she's giving me a bit of jip, a bit down here. She said, take that off. And it was more in the groin, so I don't know if it was ovary or just, women's bits.
Yes. Just kidding.
Yeah, she does. I didn't know whether it was her name was Bette. She just said, I was a bit of a Bette Davis, but Bette she emphasised. So whether Bette was her name or she connects with a Bette on the earth plane. Now then, she's telling me whoever this connects with this person, she said there's been a bit of a can of worms been opened. And that if she was here, she'd be the one just to pick the tin up and put everything on the table. So she's telling me her personality would be, let's get discussing what's the problem and let's get it sorted. So there's somebody here that needs to sort something out. And if she was here, she'd be the one to help to do it. Oh my goodness, she's showing me.
Look at this, Betty and Tommy. So we got Tommy. We got.
Like my nana. We used to have a joke with my nana. My nana's chest was that big. We used to call her Nana Lungs. And she just showed me this great big pair of boobs. covered, like my nana. So whether it's somebody's grandmother, because she it was like my Nana Mag, so I think it might be a grandmother figure for somebody. But definitely emphasised it. She's showing me that she loved beads, you know, not anything like this. She liked beads and different coloured beads for different outfits that she wore for every occasion. Now she's making me feel as though she's a bit of a Mrs. Bouquet, but she's laughing about it. She wasn't, but she said she fancied herself as Mrs. Bouquet, but she wasn't. She's giving me the number 5, so whether she had 5 children or there was 5 in the family, she's just saying 5, 5. Now, there's a fire lit in the grate and she's stepping back from it. So whether or not there was an incident with the fire or she didn't really like fire, because she showed me the fireplace and she stepped back and made me stand really back. She talks about Ada. Right. There was a weekly meet, she's telling me. There was a weekly meet. Now, whether that's where the 5 were, I'm not sure. But I'll just give it you as it comes. There was a weekly meet. There was a few of us, she's telling me. And we all had our own tales to tell. But she kept a lot in. At times, she says she felt a bit down, but she had to be happy for the rest of them. And she's talking about 1979. Don't know what that is. 1979. Just been. So it must be significant for something.
Brilliant.
And now she's singing, the crystal chandelier. So obviously she was always cleaning, whether it was a job or whether she just loved cleaning. Right, okay. She's just stepping back now. She says, I'll give the information, that's enough.
What's interesting is I'm picking up the Tommy side here, because I want to talk about a house. There can be this as well here. There's a few of you who come up here and said that you would understand this. But actually two of you, which is, I'll try and pronounce this again. I'm getting good at this with foreign names. Marikashka. Have I done it right?
Marishka.
Marishka. That's what I knew. I meant that. I meant that. Marishka. Anyway, right. Marishka. Okay, because Marishka and Sarah, you're both coming into it and you're both understanding certain names here. But would any of you understand here as well, just to help connect this together, about a house that was being built but was not completed, or a house that had to be moved away from? Because I see papers about a house like it was nearly there but wasn't quite there. Very much about a property that was going to be moved in on. And this is what they want to show me here. And if that would help seal this link here between Mariska and Sarah, then maybe that would help there. I did it right that time. Oh my God, I did quite well. Yes. Yes. Okay. So yes, let's say hello to a lot of you people. Just welcome you in tonight. Let's give a little hoot to the producer who's out there at the moment. Yes, she's doing everything. She's also in the den with the Cafe Clairvoyance group. So I gather a few of them are getting a bit turning into scallywags. So I can just hear her now. What she's doing. Oh yes, she's whipping them. Oh my goodness, bad group. And right, okay, and let's see who else is there. Yeah, in fact, there's so many of you people want to come in. It's lovely to see you. Anyway, right, okay, so let's move on. In fact, let's just introduce three little dragons. Okay, there was a house we didn't get last year. Yo, we're getting a bit of us. Now it's interesting here because that's Sarah saying there's a house that didn't quite get it. So that's interesting. Oh, hello everybody. We also got Nikki Craddock joining us here. Nikki Craddock, I think she's in the UK still. And who else we got here? We got loads of you lovely people on tonight. Lovely to see you. Okay, so we are getting evidence through. It's lovely when you're doing something like this. You're working just blind. We haven't got your voices. And what a great way of doing this. Okay, Cheryl says, I'm loving it tonight. Okay, good. Now, let's see where else we're going to go now. Now, those three dragons that came across there, they are here to drop hints. They are here to drop hints. And what they're here to do is to say here that please share the post, please share the live, especially when we come to the end of the show. You go on to Cafe Clairvoyance on the video page. Please share it. Please share it amongst your friends because it gets us out there and enables us to do the show to help. It helps us as well. Also like it. Also post on it. And also post if you'd like to join a group, all means do. And also if just want to post on the Clairvoyance page. Down the review side, on the left-hand side there, you'll see a tab that says review. If you want to leave some feedback about any show, about what you think of the shows here, by all means do. But don't just leave it, don't send it via messenger to the producer because she can't extract it and put it in the group because it looks like it's from her rather than yourselves. But if you put it in the review tab, which is down left-hand side there, and you'll find it. Helen's trying to look now. Where's this review tab? Deb says she shared it. Thank you very much. And Ellie says she's loving it tonight. And also with Cafe Clairvoyance page on Facebook. There we are there. And like the page, you can interact. Now, this show here we do so far. Lovely to see so many people online. We've got 58 hearts, 52 thumbs up, and loads of you online here. It's absolutely fabulous. Just to let you know, one of the shows here that we did, I think is one of our shows. I think over by the end of the week, the people who viewed they were on live on a show. By the end of the week, it went up to I think about 600-700 people who actually viewed our show we did last time. So it's amazing. And right, okay, let's go on to the next bit. Would you like to lead on the next one? How you doing, or would you want me to carry on?
Don't mind, whichever.
Okay, go for it then, and then I'll see what I can do there.
Well, let's do the coffee. While I was sat here, there was, I'd say, a young female energy, and she said, "Come fly with me, come fly." So I feel it was somebody that worked on the airlines. I'm being given 34, and so that must have been her age. She said 34. It was a time, she said, it was a time. She'd been ill, went back, but it was a time. And then she was saying 40, so I don't know what, 34, then she gave me the number 40. I don't know what that significance is. That's just what she's saying. But she's saying she loved her job and she was one of the best because she's making me, she's not like they are now. You know, the young ones today aren't like when they wore all the outfits and whatever and the stockings, and she's making me say, go on. She's gabbling a bit. She's saying she wants to get loads, so she's not been through before and she can't believe that she's come through because she's gabble, 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 gabble. She said she wasn't a gabbler when she was here, but she's just come through to say hello. She's saying one of her friends is watching, not a family member, one of her friends is watching, and that once this person actually connects, she will come through again. Not probably with me, but she will come through again. Yeah. And she's showing me, yeah, it must have been a few years ago because it was a bigger plane. Do you understand what I mean? Not like the Ryanair and EasyJet that we jump on it. It was a big plane. Oh, yes, and she's walking ever so smart. She looked the part, she's telling me. She said even if she opened her mouth sometimes she could curse, but she looked the part when she was in her job and she'd just smile.
It's interesting you said...
She's telling me...
Sorry, yeah, carry on.
She's also telling me that she lost a couple of children and that's just a bit more personal information. It wasn't talked about only to her friends, but she lost a couple. No, she's watching. What are you watching for? She said she often used to watch because she was a people watcher because of her job. She's actually not watching me. She's watching you through me. Do you understand what I mean? Watching you. Right then, I'll hand over then.
Okay. Okay, it's interesting. I've got two messages through here. It's interesting you talk about airlines because I've got something tonight. I've got a gentleman earlier on, very olive looking, very dark black hair, three stripes like a captain or a co or a first officer on a, I believe it was an airplane or could even be a ship. I picked up, he was there. But also, I've got a big connection. I've got to go to just north. I believe I've got to go north of Amsterdam in the sea. In the sea because there's a blessing and I'm seeing someone flying over. I don't think the connection is, but I just give the message as it comes across here rather than trying to put something to it. But I'm flying over the North Sea and I'm near Amsterdam and I see a blessing to a gentleman who I think was a pilot, who was a soldier who died during the war, but he was just north of Amsterdam. And I just got this immediate message just come straight through. I want to say Albert. I want to say Albert, and because Albert was a gentleman who passed, because he's just joined me in the spirit world. I've got another, someone just telling me here that they used to fly over Amsterdam, but down there, down in the sea there is where this gentleman passed, and he shows me here, I've just got Albert, and I also want to say Harry. I also want to say Albert and I want to say Harry, two gentlemen here because they're connected. And the other big thing I got here as well coming through this is a big ship's bell being rang. It's a bing, it's a real loud bell, but it's a ship's bell being rang. And if I'm slowly connecting with this here, I've got this gentleman on my shoulder. In fact, I think I've got a few of them here, probably about two or three of them. But as I'm talking here, I've got one particular gentleman who's coming through, and his name is Darren. He wants to give me very clearly. He says he's a young man, quite a young man here. He says his name was Darren, and he's just on my left side here, brownish hair, quite short, bit longer than mine. Mine's far too long, but anyway, his is. I'll get mine cut tomorrow. Thank God, it's like a mop this. Anyway, right. Anyway, he's coming through. The gentleman Darren's coming through here, and oh my goodness, he just shows me here. He wants to show me painting and decorating. Painting and decorating. So either a house is being painted and decorated right now and the name is Darren, or Darren was the decorator who passed. Now, if you understand this guy is here, and I'd also like to talk about another gentleman who had big problems with his veins, and the blood in his veins here. Not very nice in a sense to talk about, but he's very happy to come through and tell me this. He had hardening of the arteries and then he eventually passed. All this is partly connected, but Darren is the gentleman who's right by the side of me who wants to give me this information out there. So that helps you guys. Fantastic. If everybody understand that. And I know the feed here takes a little while to come up. If I understand the name Darren, but he's here. Here's the light of day. And I also want to talk about music decks. I'm twisting music decks. So he wants to give me that collection there as well. Darren is his name. He's very clear with it. And if I want to, okay, so just asking here who I've got to go to. Now, the lady I want to go to is an aunt, but the aunt is, I believe the aunt is here. So it would be like a sister's son, or a brother's son that passed. But it was given name Darren, and I get a little bit of foolhardiness, like being a little bit of like I was a bit of a chancer, and that's the reason why he went. And yes, he's just talking to me here, but he says to me here, he's seen Bill and everything's okay. He's seen Bill. Okay. If you guys need to replay this at the end of the show, it goes up onto Cafe Clairvoyant's Facebook page. You could just play it back if this means anything to you a little bit later on. Darren is this guy's name. He really wants to give me that. He wants to show me painting and decorating. And this is either a pickup. This is him though. But it could well be that someone's decorating the house at the moment. But I wanted to pick up this guy. So hopefully someone out there is going to know. But yes. Okay. And he just said to me here, would anybody have a, what date are we now? Would anybody have a Gemini birthday, please? Because I'm connecting with the Gemini birthday. I believe with Gemini. Yes, Gemini. Don't think it's Taurus. Gemini birthdays. Whoever's a Gemini out there would understand this. Yes. So that's what I'm hearing here. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Tez Sambrook, hello. Lovely to see you there. She'll be joining me in a little while. And, everybody's saying hello to Taz. How nice. Anyway, Taz joins me on the show. She's coming on. We're going to do a show called The Moon and the Heart. Okay. I was teaching meditation. I want to say a warm hello. That's very nice of you. Anyway, Daniela says, I'm a Gemini. Okay. Would you understand here someone called Darren, please? But I told him Darren, if this is not a, because I hear the English name, I don't hear the Spanish or German name. I've got to be quite clear with that. So if you understand that in a variation that way, then that may help. But anyway, right. Helen, I'm going to pass back to you.
Oh, that's very gracious of you, Philip.
I know.
I know, you're that kind of guy, aren't you?
Well, there you go. That's all right, sis. That's all right, sister.
Oh, while you were talking, there was a woman come through and she was quite excited and she kept shouting, Sue, I'm here, love, Sue. And I thought, oh, strange. But it's for Sue, who's here on the earth plane. And this lady was very excitable and she said, I told you they'd come through. I told you. Come on, then. Right, I don't feel as though this lady's been passed for a long time. It's not just recently, but it's not years. Do you understand that? Maybe 12 to 18 months. And she's saying, I told you I'd come through. I told you. Now, a little bit more. Now, I can hear a man's voice with this lady, and it's like a southern voice, not like ours from up here, more southern. Now, I've just been given the name Ted. I don't know if it's his name or he connects with a Ted. Now I'm getting, there'll be bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover. Well, that's down south, isn't it?
Very down south.
So
you can't
it
get more
must
south than that.
be around that area. I was rubbish at geography. So when they gave me stuff, I just give it. That must have been how he was meant to give it me because I was rubbish at geography. So I know it's. He has connections with boats. And I don't mean a mariner or a submariner. So whether he owned a boat or his business was a boat. Do you understand that? Now, I actually thought he was going to say Kath, but he didn't. He said Kate, because he went Kate, changed the name. So whether somebody was known to Kath in one way and Kate in another. The lady is coming back in now, and I want to say she had the character of, like, you remember Mavis Riley off Coronation Street? Like, very excitable, very, not nervous, but very, and lovely hair, big thick hair, like that. I told you, she's saying, I told you I'd come. Now this man wants saying, get out the road. So whether or not they're connected, because it's like a bit of a comedy act, a duo. She come first, brought him, now he's let her in, and right, they are connected because he's just said, well, I couldn't get a word in when I was on the earth plane. So he's getting his buttons within now. Now he's showing me, like an ottoman that you have in the bedroom that you put sheets and things in, but it's an old one. It's not a modern thing. And you never heard of them now, but there's something significant about an ottoman, where the stuff was kept in the ottoman instead of bedding and stuff like that. Yes, and there was a chip on the side, he said, or somebody had you know, took a piece out of it or a chip out of the side. He's telling me he talks about Stan. Now, whether he means Stan in spirit or Stan on the earth, I can't make it fit. He just talks about Stan. He's just put the old-fashioned pint pot, you know, with the handle. Remember the pint pots? Like the glass tankard with all them bubbles. He just put that down. So obviously he liked to drink. Not overindulged all because of the job. But he liked a pint. And I feel it was more ale, you know, like mild or bitter, something like that. Because he's showing me the head on it, and it's the darker beer with the white head. Okay, he's saying he'll let her have another word now. She's not giving me a name. She said, just tell Sue I've come. I told her I'd come, and I've come.
I think the evidence there is pretty good so far. Pretty good.
You know.
Yes.
Well, how strange. The man and the woman have linked arms together, and they're singing sisters, sisters, where we're never more devoted sisters, even though he's a man. So I feel that obviously they were devoted to each other. In whether, you know, they are connected. Not saying it's in marriage, but they're connected. And the two of them have just kicked the heels up like that, you know, like you would in a pub or on a stage. You go, ooh, and kick the legs up. Cheerio as we wave you goodbye. But the lady will come through again.
That's lovely. That's absolutely brilliant. That's it. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, it's always a little bit slow on this here. Now we've got something now I'd just like to come back to. Just looking through the screen here. Now, Daniela Tasso. She says here, she said she lost her son quite a few years ago. Wasn't as young as you were saying before. Would you understand the decorating, please? The decorating, because he was painting away. If you could just refer to that there, that would be absolute magic. And apart from that though, hang on. Oh, Taz is saying here, she's hoping you're giving yourself care and love, Helen, looking after your energy. Yeah, okay, that's very nice, isn't it? It's very nice. Actually, you look really well. Yeah. Really well. Look, we've got the nice weather down here, but you look far better than us. Anyway, so Daniel, if you have a think of that there, what's the decorating? So just leave a couple of messages there. There's something about north of Amsterdam in the sea, a gentleman who passed away, and it's like he was, I don't know if he's going into Amsterdam or coming out of Amsterdam, but it's around that particular area. We also talked about air hostesses. We also talked, Sharon, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. And glad she just come through and says she joined the group for the very first time. And so I'm watching. Okay. But what I want to say here is just to recall some of the messages that we didn't quite get all the links to, but we definitely, I think we did with Tommy and a few others there that we did about the motorcyclist, and that seems to tie in. I got one side of the message and Helen got the other side of the message there. We were able to tie it up. So great. If any of you need to think about this, just go straight back onto Cafe Clairvoyance, and on the videos there, you'll be able to review what we've done tonight. It's also going to be available on YouTube at #Cafe Clairvoyance. And we're going to say goodnight, but we're coming on again very soon, very, very soon. And really look forward to it because loads of you joined us tonight, and we'll see you very soon. But I'm on the show tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Spain time, 10 a.m. in the UK with Guillermo. We're doing a spiritual astrology show, which is where you can send in questions, a favourite colour, and your date of birth. Those are the important bits. You need to do those before the show. Once we're during the show, it's a bit difficult to get the information across to everybody who's working, myself and Guillermo, to get the information across. But hopefully you guys are going to have a terrific evening. And like me, I'm going to have walk my dog, have a little glass of wine, and wind down. Oh. I think you're going to do the same, aren't you? Anyway, right.
I'll have a glass of wine.
Glass of wine. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, it's absolutely cracking to see you, Helen. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We'll be back on again. And you guys You guys take care. See you very, very soon. Cheerio now. Good night.